Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the American Investor Show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time listening. From trader and CEO interviews to breaking news about companies you won't hear anywhere else, nobody does a better job at keeping you in the know when it comes to penny stocks. The term penny stock generally refers to a security issued by a very small company that trades at less than $5 per share. Penny stocks are extremely risky, yet they offer rates of return on investment not seen anywhere else. The host, guest, and callers are not registered financial advisors licensed by any government entity, and therefore, the following should be considered entertainment. The host, guest, and callers disclaim all liability in the event any information, commentary, analysis, opinions, advice, and/or recommendations prove to be inaccurate, incomplete, or unreliable, or result in any investment losses. Before investing in penny stocks, you should consult a professional to determine what strategy may be best for your individual needs. Now, without further ado, your host, LaSalle Anungu.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sal, man. Let me make sure, is my mic on? Let me make sure that my mic is on, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Got everything loaded up here and ready to go. Let me make sure I got everything loaded to go. All right, guys. Said my sound is really low. Let me see. Is my sound really low? Let me see. Make sure sound check. All right. Let me see here. Somebody say my sound is low. Is this better? Is this better? Better. Yeah, man, I just had to put on that classic Nas. I've been jamming to that classic Nas all day today. That classic NAS. All right. Watching these gains come in on the market, man. I mean, overall, the market has just been killing me. Thinking that it's never going to pull back. And I'm loving it. I mean, I'm not a long type guy, but I'm gonna ride with it. I'm gonna ride with it. And we're gonna talk about natural gas. We'll get to natural gas. We'll get to, of course, your plays, ladies and gentlemen. You already know what the call-in line number is. It's on the screen right now, 305-600-2896. I'm back on the air. Shout out to everybody. My bad for yesterday, man. My bad for you. I got some Chinese and started getting real slow. I hate, Chinese food just slows you down, dude. Like, it just killed me, bro. I'll never eat Chinese before the show again. That's for sure. I got the 8 moving average on the screen here. And ladies and gentlemen, it's just respecting it so nicely here. Again, the gains continue. The market pulled back. This is what they call a strong pullback. We saw a very similar candlestick today that we saw about a week ago. All right. What looked like a dark cloud cover got overwhelmed with continued bullish action. So I'm not going to say it's going to pull back again today because we kind of got let down. The bears kind of got let down last week when that happened. All right. We kind of got let down last week when that happened. So again, thank you for joining me here. This is episode 266. We want to talk about natural gas real quick, and we'll get to your plays. I got a great article that came out this morning from Crone, which is a business page or business website. And the title of this, very popular today, that was shared on Twitter: Natural gas expected to remain dominant power source through 2019. All right. Natural gas-fired power plants are expected to provide 33% of the nation's energy in 2018 and 34% in 2019. That's according to the Department of Energy. And natural gas is being used in our country anyway to supplant coal energy. So coal is going offline. And by the way, coal is expected to drop about 28% this year. All right. Coal use, coal production, all of that expected to drop about 28%. So that's a promise. Unfortunately, 45, he's going to have to admit he wasn't able to compete or keep rather. But look, it's an old technology. It's dirty. It's bad for the environment. It is what it is. Let me put the article in the chat room. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That article is in the chat room. Share it amongst yourselves. But yes, natural gas is one you should be watching, and one of my favorite natural gas plays, to put that out there, that you guys should be watching for 2018 is CHK. I think CHK could possibly be getting ready for a turnaround as we see CHK here on the daily, crossing over the 100 moving average, a moving average which it hasn't been above successfully since April. All right, since April, where we poked our head above the 100 moving average on CHK. So now successfully above the 100 moving average, CHK should be something you should be at least looking at if you like natural gas, or if you think this is going to continue into 2018. Appreciate you guys joining me here. Again, the number is 305-600-2896. Am I logged in? Yes, I am. I'm logged in on Skype. Again, bring me your tickers in the chat room. Let's go ahead and get things started. What's going on, everyone? Chris McKinney, Sal Lopez, Legendary Eights, George M. What's good? Alex Montez, D-Gas. Yep, D-Gas is another one. That's natural gas. I don't like the way D-Gas is setting up, though. I'm not a big fan of the way that's setting up. Obviously, you had the green day today up 2%, but you know, been kind of taking a beating over these last several trading days, pulling all the way back from $42 to now almost 50% lower now at $20.92. So D-Gas ETF, I know it is an inverse play. So this is actually, hold on, this is the one that's supposed to go down. My bad. What's the other side of that, Alex? D-Gas is the one that's supposed to go down. I got that confused. Which is the one that's supposed to go the other way? Again, I think on this side of the trade, I'd rather, you know, be willing to take advantage of that single stock risk. UGAS, there we go. Appreciate that. There we go. Now that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. There we go. And as you can see here, the 100 moving average, UGAS slowly creeping above that. I'm not sure how, if this ETF has options or whether or not they're liquid, if it has it to begin with. But again, getting very close to this moving average, about to break above it. Unlike oil and crude, I felt like we kind of got in a little late. Obviously, it's still running, still projected to continue running. I really wanted to be on top of natural gas for the rest of the year. So if this is going to be a true hardened breakout of these lower levels, I wanted us to be in front of that and have that out there. All right, appreciate that, Bad Scientist, and those guys who brought up UGAS. But there it is, as you can see here, about to break that 100 moving average. Let me zoom in there closer. There again, that's that 100, about to break. That hasn't been above the 100 moving average since 12/19 of 2016. 12/19 of 2016, breaking a 2-year breakout level.
Hello, how are you doing
702,
today?
you're on the air. What's up?
This is Craig from Adult Video Store 24/7. I'm just calling to thank you for your purchase.
Okay.
You there?
All right.
Get out of here, you damn nigger!
All right. Let's not start that now. Let's not start that now. Let's get him out of here. Get him out of here. All right. Yeah, like people still rent adult videos. I mean, come on. I mean, try better than that. Try better than that. Nobody goes to adult video store. Come on. 910, you're on the air. What's up?
Yeah, like people still rent adult videos. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? Who am I speaking with?
You speaking with Mohawk Mike?
Hey, what's going on, Mohawk?
Yeah, last week. Now, I think I found another good one.
Okay.
Same setup. It is LTCR, Lightbridge Corporation. They opened today at 205.
Uh-huh.
And they closed post-market at 450. They got news. They put news out. They received the key patent approval for fuel design. They're hosting a conference call at 10:05 a.m. with Framatome. And Framatome is owned by a French industrial giant, which was bought out on the 4th by EDF, which is the big industrial giant in France. They had 3.1
Hey, do me a favor.
billion
Lower me in the
profit.
background. Lower me in the background because guys are having trouble hearing you.
All right, hang on one sec.
Yeah.
All right, how about now?
Yeah, much better, much better. Okay, so what's got the news? What is the news that's out that's got this stock up almost 100% after hours that I'm seeing here?
They received key patent approval for their fuel design, which for their, I believe it's nuclear power. And they're hosting a conference call at 10:05 a.m. tomorrow with Framatome, which is owned by a big industrial giant in France, EDF. And they had $3.1 billion in profit. Framatome just got bought out by them on the 4th of this month, and they seem to have a real good track record on just taking things and running with it.
Okay. Yeah, it's got a lot of volatility today. As you can see, it's got decent volume. I don't know if this volume, maybe these recent high volume days are throwing it off, but it's got a lot of volatility. I mean, when it moves, it really does move. I do see here it kind of has trouble keeping higher prices, so it's one to be careful of. But obviously, yes, up 100% after hours. This is one that you're going to want to see what happens tomorrow. So I appreciate you bringing it on the
I'm
air,
pretty
man.
sure the first 30 minutes can be just shorting out for sure.
Yeah.
Their outstanding shares is 13 mil, so that definitely allows quick price action.
Yeah.
And their 10-day volume was 7 million.
Yeah,
and today was only 4.
Obviously, it looks like you've had some high volatility days recently here in LTBR. Sold off a little bit today, but again, I think if anybody who's in there short, they're going to be running for their lives tomorrow morning if this maintains going into the AM. So appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
No problem, man. Have a good one.
Thank you. So LTBR, one to watch already, ladies and gentlemen, up 100% right now after hours on Positive News. Ace V, you said because of Trump. What's up, Sal? Hey, what's going on with you, Ace? Bill Betts, you said the NFL is rigged. Oh, well, yeah, we talked about that yesterday, Bill Betts. Look, the Patriots are back again. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we talked about that yesterday. Patriots put up, good ratings for television. So, they're back. We're back. 251, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, Sam?
Hey, Anthony, what's going on with you, man?
Nothing much. Man, I got a couple of tickets I want you to look at.
All right, let's take a look at them.
One of them is LEOM.
LEOM. Leo Motors. Okay, Leo Motors. I think this is I want to say it's OTC, right? Yeah, it is OTC, yeah. Leo Motors. Now, what's got this on your mind here? I do see here not very popular, no real recent news, but what's got it on your mind here?
Well, I was just looking at it, wanting to know and wanting to see about getting in while it's low and catch it on the low, and then play it back when it's going up. Sure.
I see what you're saying. Obviously, when I look at the weekly, let's take a look at it. We're on the weekly. Okay, I see how it makes sense maybe on the weekly more than the daily. Yeah, I mean, if you want to. But here's my thing, though. I see the company hasn't put out any recent news. Now, if you're in some chat rooms or some forums and you're seeing guys bringing it up, that's more. That's a plus. But no recent news since November has me concerned. But maybe you're, again, if you're looking at the chart and you're seeing something, I don't, and people in the chat room may not. We'll see. Maybe you'll be ending up, on the right side of the trade in a few days or a few weeks.
Yeah, because I've been looking at it for the last week. Just see how much volume coming in. And it's not a whole lot of. It's not a whole lot of buying, But
yeah, that's another concern of mine. Very, very little buying. And when there was quite a few buying, the stock didn't hold much of its gains. As you can see, if I zoom in a little bit better here for guys, when you did start seeing quite a bit of volume back in 2016 going into 2017, the stock did a poor job of holding highs here on weekly charts. So, but again, if you see something in it and you think it could be turning around soon, or maybe you saw something somewhere, I guess that something different to the equivalent.
Yeah, I'm gonna just continue to watch it for the next week or so, and see what it do. The other one is LVNSF.
LVMFF.
NSF.
Now LVNFF, I'm not seeing a ticker for.
LVNSF.
Okay, LVNSF. Okay, Leo Novus. Leo Novus. All right, looks like a relatively new issue. Came out back in October, or at least started trading in October. Actually, pretty decent volume today for a 23-cent stock. Again, what's the story behind this one? I do see here there was a recent trade halt on it back in November, but that looks like that was probably on the Canadian side. But what brings this to your attention?
Another one that looking at something to get in, hold it, and just ride it, to where it go to the breakout, and hey, cash out on it,
Right.
Might have to hold it for 6-7 months, ain't no telling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, if you're willing to hold it that long, then you never know with these OTC stocks. But if that's the kind of holding time you're willing to risk, again, I'm not a big fan of going into stocks that are making new lows. As you can see here over the course of several days and weeks, the stock is going lower. So that's got me concerned. Even the one that you put up before didn't have the prettiest daily chart, but on the weekly it made sense. This one on the weekly, I don't even on that chart, I don't see where it makes sense long term. But again, you're going to make the best decision for you.
Well, you got to have lower lows to get higher highs.
Sure.
So, it's one of those things. It may turn out that way, then it may hit shit bottom.
Got it.
Yeah. So, the other one is PTOP.
Yeah, PTOP was peer-to-peer, and I remember this one being a Bitcoin play we discussed, very much here on this show when it was running higher. Obviously, as Bitcoin got into 2018, we hit that 20,000 and the stock literally pulled back just as Bitcoin pulled back. So this was very much one of those companies that you really enjoyed during the run-up of Bitcoin into the holidays. People went home, told their friends and family about Bitcoin, and it is what it is. Since then, as you can see, hasn't been doing so well, as Bitcoin hasn't been doing so well. But again, as you spoke about the previous stock, if you're willing to do a 6 or 7 month hold, why not? I don't think it's over for Bitcoin. And many of these other crypto plays that are trading on the OTC side, I can see a comeback for them when cryptocurrency across the board makes a comeback as well.
Yeah, because a lot of those cryptos is riding Bitcoin coattail, basically.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right, Sam, man. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm steady watching and listening and learning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Anthony. Appreciate the call. Yeah, I mean, look, I like his take on the Bitcoin plays. Out of all the 3 stocks he talked about, I like the idea of going in on these lows and some of these cryptocurrency stocks. If you are a believer in the technology in some of these coins and you think they'll make a comeback into the summer or possibly just after the summer, and you're willing to be patient and wait, I can see that. I can see that. You know. I'd like to hear if you guys think Bitcoin is done. I mean, BTC as a coin itself, could possibly be done. I mean, when you're talking about some of these, 200 minutes in terms of verification time or whatever that's called, that's a long time to wait. That's a long time to wait. HCHV, Achieve Life Sciences, had a nice run up today, but you left a lot of people up there at the 320s. 320s was your high today. As you can see, left a lot of people up there. Settled at 32.84 for the day. Incredible volume brought in on that partnership news with University of Bristol. Where is that at? Vancouver? Was it Canada? United Kingdom. Okay, United Kingdom. All right, HCHV is that ticker. Don't know too much about it. You know the number. Give us a call. Hey, Ken, I saw you calling. You want to call back up? I know you hit it out the park with a trade today. Let us in on it. BTS implemented Lightning Network, making it cheaper and faster. Bovash, when was that? Was that today? You said Netflix is still a buy. I think Netflix is still a buy. I was actually kind of surprised at what Netflix did today, being that yesterday it had a gain yesterday based on, of course, the gap up from, of course, earnings announcement, which they crushed. 8 million new subscribers in Netflix. Netflix is going to have an incredible run for the next 5 to possibly 10 years. I mean, there's really no competition for them. You know what I'm saying? Their original content is far and away better than any competitor. Now, I am kind of worried about Disney and HBO and some of these other people getting into the mix, but right now, Netflix is the king by far. 928, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal, this is Jag. How are you doing?
Doing good. What's going on with you, man?
Hey, not much. Just wanted to bring up a couple of tickers that I've been following for a long time. One of them is Myo, which I've been trying to bring everyone's attention to it.
Okay. What's that ticker?
They're expecting MYO.
MYO?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And, yeah, go ahead with the news.
Yeah, so they've been something that I've played quite a few times. One of the few stocks that I haven't had an opportunity to lose on yet because I just figured out how to play it. They're the ones that are expecting ER on February 5th, and they've been adding a lot of news. What they do is they're into robotics, building arms, and limbs for people affected by those conditions.
Okay.
The few things that they've done recently is expanded into Canadian market, and they've also went into or are planning to go into pediatrics. So their ER is coming up, and if you notice in November when the last ER was, they beat it pretty good.
Yeah.
The one news that did come up today, which I was reading on Finwiz, what they had paid off one of their loans that they're already working on lowering their debt. So I don't know if that all adds up to that, but I think it's going to be something to watch for, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to do pretty good.
Yeah. I actually just pulled it up here, just crossing over the 100 moving average today. It didn't commit to above the line, but it's literally just below the 100 moving average right now on MYO. So this is getting very, very bullish. MYO.
Even as a play until right before the ER. I mean, if you don't want to take that risk, I wouldn't be surprised if it hits $5 to $6.
Wow.
In just anticipation, and I've been following it and have had it since it was 2-something because they did an offering. So they've already done that. I could expect that even after the ER, but I don't think they're having anything unexpected like that come up. So I would definitely have that on your watch list. The other one I've had for a few months that I'm holding is just also in news anticipation is PRKR.
Parker Vision. Oh, we haven't brought this one up in a long time. What brings this up?
Yeah. So it's still probably, I'm not sure when you had it last time, but it's still probably the same kind of expectation that you may have had back then. But they're still in that litigation against Apple, and it's expected to have some sort of news. I mean, it was supposed to be January, so there's not much time. And if you see the news or the changes in the price today, that the volume's gone up. It's made some good moves for it to have at least a breakout. I could expect that to be even again. I don't know what the results of those legal actions against Apple is going to bring about. But
you bring that up because today's volume is very unusual for that stock. It's very unusual that you bring that up, and then we're seeing that kind of accumulation in all happening today. So I don't know, maybe is somebody slipped a word or something, but somebody went in there with a very big commitment today. So now that you brought up
they've been pretty
here,
positive. Yeah, it's been pretty positive for the previous, like when things have happened for them. But this has been something that's just kind of dragged along for a while, and it's a German court. I don't know how and when they're going to post news. Who knows when? But, I mean, I think this could be a good play. Again, the news could totally change this, but if it does happen to be good news, I could see this making very strong moves.
Excellent.
Yeah. And I did play LTBR. I got stuck with it on 317 last time. Just got rid of it today after hours. That's why So be careful with that one.
Yeah, that one looks like it's going to dump tomorrow. As the caller said, it probably would. So doesn't do a good job of holding higher prices. It looks like it was having a problem with those sub threes. Well, we'll see what BTR does tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, that's all I had. I've been enjoying your show. You're doing a good job, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you for the call, bro.
All right, man. Bye-bye.
Yes, indeed. I like both of his plays that he brought up, man. And when you're talking about lawsuits versus Apple, Apple's not the biggest, not the most loved company right now with everything going on with their battery situation. And now I think they announced they're putting out a new iOS to fix that. So people will actually be able to turn that feature off where it slows down their phones. So that's a good thing for the resellers, right? The resellers, the guys who are out there on YouTube or on eBay or whatever, reselling the iPhone 4s and 5s and 6s. And I guess that's good for them. That's good for them. I'm not sure if it's good for Apple, though, being that, you're going to have some people who are going to maybe not necessarily want to jump to the latest and greatest, but be willing to stick around with a iPhone 7, which be able to use the latest technology. I don't know how successfully, though. All right, what's going on, Cool Cats? Somebody had questioned whether or not Netflix, the balance sheet, do you care? No, I don't care about the balance sheet on Netflix and the debt. Here's the thing. They're bringing in so much more capital in terms of subscribers and whatnot. They're good. They're good. Now, when you start seeing a slowdown in subscriptions, I think that's when you start to care. 646, I think this is Ken. What's up, man?
It's Ken. How are you? What's going on?
Hey, Ken, I know you hit it out the park with something today.
It was two things. Remember yesterday I tweeted you regarding the it was 38 cents on the POTN at around whatever it was 3 in the afternoon. I tweeted you about it. I said, "Is it a good buy?" Now at 38. Where does it go today? 58. It was a good buy.
I was talking POTN 50 cents. It got to 50 cents the last time we were on, which was Monday. It sold off a little bit. We had some profit taking yesterday, but I mean, look at it, man. The dip buyers came in, new money came in. Now POTN also put out some news: $14 million in revenues on their incredible product, Diamond CBD. I've told you guys that Diamond CBD, it's the real deal. Like, women use it. People use it to calm themselves. They really think it's like a real CBD product that actually works. and POTN now sitting at 56 cents a share.
Yep, and that was good. And when I hit with the BYOC, I got back in. I said, if it got back to 7, I get back in, and look at it now, 9.4. I mean, what an amazing stock.
I mean, you want to talk about getting on a tear? I mean, Ken. I mean, how far can this go? I mean, and by the way,
yeah, I think that's 25 cents.
I got to give you a round of applause, Ken, because you were bringing this ticker on practically every single day you called up. And I mean, here we are from December 1st, 2 cents a share to now 9 cents a share. We're talking about a stock that's up 700% since the beginning of December, my man.
Oh my God! Wow!
Yeah!
Wow! Incredible! There's a lot of money being made in OTC in the last month or so. The funny thing, this afternoon, I sent one of those direct tweets to Bats, and I didn't put you in it. I should have. Around 3:20 this afternoon, JBZY broke above 3. It was 0.031 at 3:20 p.m. Look where it closed at.
Yeah, JBZY. Interesting on JBZY because the alert went down on what's it called, Black Box Stocks. I did see that alert, but again, my eyes were other places. But again, another incredible victory. For guys who got in on the trade. I mean, just the incredible volume that came into that stock today. 11.5 million shares traded on JBZY, formerly called DOLV, that a lot of people didn't think was a legit company, but obviously that had no bearing on the move today.
It's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to marijuana. I think the symbol is FRFL. Is that the right? Frank Red, Frank Larry. Am I wrong?
I don't have an FRFL.
Let me look it up. This stock has been on fire like POTN. It's like the sister. Frank Red, Larry Frank. Frank Red, Larry Frank.
Freedom Leaf Incorporated. Ooh, look at this.
I know, it's crazy.
Freedom
I'm
Leaf
not in it. I wish I was.
Incorporated, 38% gain today. Wow, I didn't catch that. I didn't see this today. I'm not sure. Don't know why, but the FRLF did not hit my scans today, or yesterday for that matter, or any of these days. So, and I don't remember anybody bringing it up on Monday either. I don't have it listed as a ticker we brought up on Monday. So Freedom, FRLF. Yeah. And Ken, what's the move here? I mean, what's going on here?
I actually really don't follow it much, but I happened to see it on the message board yesterday.
Yeah.
So I noticed the volume was decent on it. And bang.
Yeah.
The marijuana sector is good. The marijuana sector is hot.
It's coming back. It's coming back. Obviously, I would love some of these pumps to continue to keep selling off. Buds. Continue to, sell off. Buds, I was kind of surprised to see that create some gains, even though the company is not profitable. But again, some of my favorites, Kush Bottles, POTN, they're continuing to, move higher. Kush Bottles sold off from the high 5s. It's from the high 8s, excuse me. That's headed back to 8 as well. KSHB.
Also, ATTBF, I think, is it the Canadian one? Take a look at that one.
Yeah, ATTBF. Let me see, ATTBF. Or is that a Battis?
Yeah.
A Battis. Nice play on that one. ATBBF. All right. Pulled back a little bit today, but nice chart. 56 cents a share. Looks like all the excitement again came out, as well as that California rush there back on the 12th of December. So nice move on that one too as well. ATTBF. Not bad, Ken.
And not bad. Can we just do a couple triples? The ANDI, it's been holding the gains for the most part. I think that's pretty.
This is a oldie. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised. I mean, this is a stock that's been around since. I mean, you can go back to the chart and see, times it was trading 2012, 2011-ish. This is one of the first stocks. Used to be a great newsletter trade way back when, ANDI, but I'm actually surprised that even though volume has slowed down a little bit, it is, holding what little, it had made. Let me say not little. I mean, it's been an incredible run since middle of December. Well over 700% ANDI since December. But slight pullback today, 5% on that, but not bad. Or ANDI, let's see if it can, get green again. Last 3 days in a row, looks like it has sold off. But you've had some dip buying into the stock, keeping it above a penny. Let's see if it can hold it, though.
And the other one, the ADTM, they came out with news this morning. The stock gapped to 0018, went up 50%, and then it couldn't hold the gain. So that tells you something, that it's probably diluting the float.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're selling paper on ADTM too. When I look at that, I mean, very similar when you see on moves that have moved very aggressively, and then you're seeing dip buying happening, but there's just overwhelming selling pressure, and that tells me that somebody's converting warrants into stock or stock into cash. I mean, whether it be insiders or maybe directors. A lot of times it's family and friends that they've handed off to, who aren't necessarily 10% owners, so they can do it without necessarily having them posted on OTC markets. So looks like they're being overwhelmed there with a ton of selling on ADTM.
Okay. So interesting. It was interesting in the market. We had a big sell-off around 11 a.m. and then it bounced back. Interesting.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I posted that very clearly on my Twitter account, OTC 3000, where we saw the stock, the exchange, the Qs in particular, sell off in the morning, and then all of a sudden, yes, as you said, we had the bounce in the afternoon. I mean, every pullback has been an opportunity for guys to profit. So this bull market is continuing, and guys are seeing opportunities to get great running ETFs or regular single stocks on these intraday sell-offs, and then end up selling them a day or 2 days or a week later for great profits.
Next week, Apple reports earnings on Friday, Thursday at 4 p.m., February 1st. Yeah. Kramer tonight was talking. He sees a pullback to about 168, 170. Yeah. Any thoughts on the Apple? I know the X sales were down, but
yeah,
I just can't see Apple selling off. Facebook and all these other ones are just
right.
so strong.
Right. I mean, it's so dependent on mobile. I mean, I don't even know where they are anymore in terms of their desktop business. And yes, the X sales weren't great, right? They weren't, they didn't knock it out. And I just don't know. So for me, I'm not going to play into the announcement. It's something I'll play afterwards. You saw a big commitment on some other players that have been running this year, like Amazon and some of the other ones that I think are going to be sure to beat Netflix, whatnot. They were, those are much more, secure plays that are going to deliver for 2018 and have delivered in terms of Netflix. So, but Apple, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I really don't know.
It's really interesting, this market. Look at the transportation index today, the IYT. The reason it came down was was it UAL, some of the airlines reported, and they got crushed. But it's the money just rotates. It rotates into another sector. Like
today, I was actually kind of surprised. I mean, I saw the American Airlines number. I thought they would do a lot better. I mean, being that for most of the quarter, fuel prices were pretty, depressed, and I just figured that they would have a better travel season, being that the economy supposedly had been doing so well. So I was kind of surprised to see them really come out and say that they weren't doing well. So it was a surprise. It was definitely a surprise. I'm not a trader in IYT, but that definitely caught some people off guard. In IYT. Now, does this continue on over the course of several days? I don't know, but obviously you can see here breaking a very, dependable moving average, the 8 moving average, one of my favorites. It's held it, perfectly, since November, and this is the first day in almost 3 months that it's broken below that 8 moving average. So
no,
at least on the short term, this has gone negative. Let's see if it stays below that.
And keep an eye on the U.S. dollar. We broke below 90 today. We're at 89. The weaker dollar, in my mind, is very positive for the QQQ. The big companies like Apple and etc.
Yeah. So we had what's this guy's name? Cohn. I can't remember his first name. But when he's out there in Davos or something like that out there in that conference, he basically came out and said that, a weaker dollar is beneficial for our country. And it is. It helps manufacturing. That's why I called out CAT this morning on my Twitter account. CAT ends up selling off in the day. But again, it was a great pre-market play. Caterpillar. It ended up, going crazy toward the close. I don't know what that was about, but pre-market, insane moves on Caterpillar as that sold off from that morning run. But as you can see here, again, just like we talked about, you saw some dip buying coming in the afternoon. And I think Caterpillar, as long as, again, we continue to see lower U.S. dollar, Caterpillar benefits. And I think this is a play that continues to do very well in 2018.
Very good. It was a great day. Enjoy.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Ken.
Thanks. Thank you.
So great tickers. Love going over tickers with Ken. Love hearing what he's got to say about stocks and overall picture of the market. And, at this point, it's not even about guessing. It's just continue to move with these stocks. Could just continue to do what they want to do, And as long as they're respecting the moving averages, IYT, interesting to see that one break. I don't know if that's going to continue to go lower or not, but quite a few transportation stocks. Let me see what Boeing did today. Boeing, all right, so Boeing too, you see a little bit of profit taking, a little uncertainty coming in Boeing. But again, we had companies like American Airlines. What's that? I think that's ticker is... what was the ticker for American Airlines again? That's AAL, right? It's kind of like Apple. There it is, American Airlines. Yeah, very much like Apple's AAL, so just one more A. But as you can see here, yeah, I mean, it was very, very disappointing. Very, very disappointing move on American Airlines, down 6%. That's quite a bit for a stock like that. That's quite a bit for a stock like that. All right. That's American Airlines for you, down 6%. What's going on, Bo Vosh? Oh, SZSMF. Thank you for bringing that up. I mean, this is an old pump of mine from way back when it used to trade at almost 40 cents a share. SZSMF, Mexican gold miners, got some exposure to silver as well. We saw quite a few interesting calls purchased on gold today. GLD, I did see that. So I'll continue to watch it. SZSMF, long ticker. Company's been around for a long time, pretty well financially, funded. But again, got a decent following. Volume is pretty decent too. Not bad. I haven't looked at it in a long time, though. Appreciate you, Bo Vosh, bringing that up. In fact, let me just put on a moving. Oh, wow. Cracking above the 100 moving average. Wow. Back above the 100 moving average. The stock hasn't been above that average since September. Obviously, that line's worked its way down. But as you can see here, it's had a great move since, beginning of December, coming from as low as 6 cents a share. So up 100% since December. Not bad. Yes, Ken does have a Twitter account. Hey, Ken, what's Ken's Twitter? Ken is very active on Twitter. Let me get his Twitter as well. What's Ken's Twitter? Real quick, let me look at mine, because we go back and forth on Twitter quite a bit during the day. And that's Ken R 0966. In fact, let me go ahead and copy that, and I'll paste it in the chat room so you can see it. All right. Oh, there it is. He just put it in there. All right, he just put it in there. There it is. That's his Twitter right there. Kenneth Rosenberg, Ken R0966. Yes, indeed. All right. Somebody bringing up EGO, which is a junior minor. Yeah, many of these, I'm actually kind of surprised to see. You know, we talked about gold last week. And as you can see here, here's the breakout with today's move. Can I go back into the weekly? Got to zoom all the way out. This is a big one. There it is. Let me zoom all the way out. Here's the wedge we created. We broke out above that wedge. Today's action, GLD. Again, that the 2 year breakout is at 131.80. The 131.80 is the 2 year breakout going back to 2016. Let's go back to 2014. The 4 year breakout back there at 2014. 919 Bats, what's up? You're on the air.
Hey Sal, how's it going?
Doing good. What's going on with you?
Well, nothing much. Good call from Ken as usual. We've started exchanging ideas on Twitter, so that's been really fun.
Great.
Yeah, so the one ticker he didn't mention was the one I mentioned the other day, which was SEGI.
Yeah, man, I saw you post up about that today. We talked a lot about SEGI when you called up about it the other day. We explained the business model, what he does, and you talked about all the accumulation that had been happening over the last several days, and here we go today where it breaks out of the triples and didn't commit necessarily to the doubles just yet, but we're just below it. What do you think about it moving forward?
Oh, yeah, I'm holding on. I mean, at one stage I was up 100% today, but I've learned because I grabbed from JBGY last week, and I haven't been patient with my OTC trades. So what I've learned is, especially right now, I think I tweeted, and we've talked about this on the show before, especially for OTC stocks, it's not just important on the percentage gains, but what's really important is the share volume as well as the number of trades. Today, I believe for SEGI, the number of trades was like 200 and something, and that's way lower than, the popularly traded stocks where it's anywhere between 1,000 and 15,000. Yeah. So I think this has still got a long ways to go if it is to grab everyone's attention, because as much as, people were chatting about it on Twitter, it still doesn't have the number of trades is so, is so low right now. So I'm going to give this one a chance. I mean, if tomorrow it looks like the volume's kind of fading, I might just decide to sell it. But, I'm up right now, I think 60 or 70%. And at one stage, like I said, I was up 100%. But what was interesting, though, is I was on YouTube with David at Investors Hangout. Okay. I brought it to his attention. As soon as he started, because he was analyzing it and saying it has to break through 0008. Okay. As he's talking about it, it breaks that resistance, and that's when it made its run to 0012. So that's very interesting. I think sometimes, especially like with you on your show or with David at Investors Hangout, you guys have a lot of sway. So even just mentioning it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because everyone else then jumps into it. So much appreciated on that. I mean, PRED was yours. No one was talking about PRED. I think you single-handedly, gave people their 300% gain.
Yeah, so you had some people like a day after they started jumping on it, saying they were part of it too, but at the end of the day, I was the first one to make a video about it and all that stuff. Now it's struggling with these threes. I don't know why it's struggling with these threes, but I'm happy. I told people up to the 370s, told everybody to sell, and now we're trying to figure out if this has got more legs to keep going because they're continue putting out great news. I love all the news that they continue to put out but it's struggling with these $3. We'll see if PRED can keep it going, or does it stay sub 3 for a little bit longer?
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone, please listen to Sal. Please listen to Ken. Please listen to David from Investors Hangout. I've got just a few more tickers that I need to bring to people's attention. So Ken mentioned JBZY, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
We just talked about SEGI. There's a couple here that I have that could be early movers. PSID.
Mm-hmm.
PSID and SANP. Those are both OTC stocks.
Now what's that second one? I want to take a look real quick here at PSID. As you can see, PSID. I mean, this is the death spiral here with PSID coming from September. So I don't know. I mean, we're seeing heavier volume, but declining prices. Now that tends to tell me that you had some diluting happening here, some dilution in the stock. But you think now there's quite a bit of float that could be bought in here for possible turnaround in PSID.
Correct, and we just need confirmation tomorrow, but it's looking good. I must admit, I've now started using another technical indicator. As traders, we should always be looking to perfect our craft.
Absolutely.
So you've talked about this one, and this is the Commodity Channel Index, CCI.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, the beauty of CCI, for those of us who use RSI to trade, because you can use RSI almost as support and resistance. Most people will wait for a bullish reversal when RSI goes below 30, swings back up, and passes through 30 on its way up. That's a popularly used technique. What I've noticed, and today spent the whole day back testing this and, following other people that use CCI and RSI, sometimes RSI can give you a false turnaround where it touches the 30, doesn't quite go down below the 30 before it swings back. But combining that with CCI, or the Commodity Channel Index, what that gives you is, essentially, I won't go into it, but CCI has two levels, minus 100 and plus 100. What you want to do with these low RSI plays is wait for CCI to go below minus 100, and as it comes back through minus 100 on its way up, that's when you want to get into the stock. And you'll see that it matches nicely with RSI as well, and it always, if you catch it correctly, you normally get all the early movers. So that's what I see in PSID, where it's coming back around. It did a bit of a fake breakout a couple of days back, but if tomorrow looks good and it clears completely the minus 100, then you should get into this. So CCI used in combination with RSI works like a charm. And I'm catching, it looks like all the stocks that I've been calling, whether it was PTGEF or OHRP, if you add CCI to those charts, you'll notice that for all of these low RSI stocks that start bullish reversing, it goes under minus 100 on CCI, comes back through minus 100, and continues on its way up. That's the way you can catch early moves. So we always want to catch early moves. Look at CCI and see if it works for you.
Appreciate it, Bats. Thank you so much for the call, man. Hey, Bats, before you get off, what was that second ticker after PSID?
SANP. That's Samantha, Apple, Naughty, Price. SANP.
Okay, Santo Mining.
This one looks really good. I really like the setup on this one.
Yeah, this is an interesting one, too. And again, guys, CCI is one that we used to talk about. I used to use here on the show, but I had to continue explaining it every single day. So I just left, RSI and volume on there. I'll get rid of the CCI. But again, it's a really great indicator to kind of determine whether or not, you know, buying volume or buying pressure is returning back into the stock. It's not a lead. Well, Bats, would you call it a leading indicator? I would say so, because it's not. It's not definitely one that's trailing. So I would call it a leading indicator, and it's not always right, but it's a great way to think.
The only one I know that clearly has a leading indicator is my favorite, the Ichimoku Cloud.
Yeah.
That looks at 26 days into the future.
Yeah.
So that one's beautiful. If anyone ever masters that one, I love it. So I'm always looking at that with my charts in combination with, you know, different indicators. But Ichimoku has both lagging indicators. It gives you current entries and exits, as well as future exits and entries. You know, once you see the cloud changing color and an uptrending cloud, and it's green in the future, you know you're in the right stock. So
there it is.
Good times. Thank you so much, Sal.
Appreciate it, Bats. Thank you so much. And by the way, we just got off the phone with a man who is a scientist, so he's making it sound much easier than it really is, okay? He's very, very intelligent, so he's making it sound very easy, okay? It takes work to understand what that is and how it works and whatnot. But anybody can learn it and trade it. It does take discipline. You gotta understand what's going on with the chart when you're talking about Ichimoku clouds. But yes, I mean, very much a leading indicator in terms of what possibly could be happening there. Now, you talked about SANP. I got, let me see, this moving average is probably a little bit too aggressive for it. SANP, I like what you're looking at on that one, but PSID is the one. I'm looking at it personally. Again, you can just use whether you want to use that 8 moving average. I think maybe a 15, because I like to be behind a little bit. Even a 15 moving average, waiting to see the stock break above a 15 moving average, as you can see here when it does on the daily chart. This is where it's kind of been below it. So I'd love to see some you know, pressure to push it above that 15 moving average, so we can see, is this the beginning of something? It's been, you know, faked before, but when you got in, you know, after it pushed above it, you actually did pretty well over the, you know, corresponding days, but eventually it failed and came back below that moving average. But it's definitely something to watch. PSID. I have no doubt the float is probably a lot larger than it was at the beginning of the year, because it looks like there is a lot of paper that was out there that's now been turned into shares. So just beware of that float. Just beware of that float. All right. Appreciate the call as always, Bad Scientist. All right. So let's get into you guys' tickers in the chat room. Again, shout out to all the traders in the building. SPI. Man, what a turn of events, right? What a turn of events when we talk about SPI. What a turn of events. I mean, this is a stock we were looking at $1.60, $1.57. Now here we are, you know, struggling to stay over $1. Now the stock wasn't, you know, company isn't, you know, the most legitimate, but you know, the way it traded that day, I mean, you saw incredible amount of volume. Quite a bit of chatter on Stock Twits and Twitter that day. I thought you would have, you know, a possible multi-day runner. Nope. Ended up selling off the very next day, and here we have SPI literally fighting for its life. I'm gonna flush it now while we still can. Have no doubt that's probably headed below $1 SPI. By the way, do I get any credit for calling SIGO a piece of shit? I mean, somebody give me some credit, please. I put it on my website, advancedequityresearch.com. I said, look, it's a piece of shit. If you buy it, you're going to lose. SIGO now selling off. You had some dip buying in a stock. Here, I'm announcing it, so it'll probably end up green tomorrow. But SIGO is a piece of shit. And, you know, I get the hate mail about it. But look, it is what it is. From the low 50s to as high as 240, now fighting for its life at $1.67. We'll see what happens with SIGO, but I already know what's going to happen with this stock. It's headed all the way back down. It's not even worth 50 cents, not even 25. All right? Let's keep going. ITUS. Here's the thing about ITUS. We saw, what's his name, PennyStockEgghead.com, that promoter who goes by a pseudonym name, and he promoted the stock. I've talked about this here on the show from basically nowhere. I mean, this guy was sending emails for like 3.5 weeks when it was 66 cents, 70 cents. Then sure enough, it just hit out of nowhere. All this volume came into the stock. It got to the high fives. Then he came out and said, hey, guys, it's a wrap. We're done. And then the stock sold off. Now, over the last several months, it actually had found some kind of support in these low twos, mid twos, eventually breaking out here in January. But I don't see why. I don't see why. I do see a couple news releases here and there, but at the end of the day, I mean, the company is heavily leveraged. Doesn't have too much debt, but it's got debt. And up 22% today. I do see some news here back on the 22nd in regards to them presenting an early cancer detection. What is it? A drug? Early cancer detection drug that they're pushing out there. $71 million market cap. $5.52 is what it's trading for, up 22% today, up $1. ITUS. I'll give it to them, though. Gain is a gain. Gain is a gain. Ka-ching on that one. I will give it to them. ITUS. ITUS. Ken says weak dollar, great for commodity. Absolutely. Absolutely. Great for commodity stocks. I think they should have a great quarter if we continue with these depressed U.S. dollars. And by the way, AKS I was looking at too. This is another one that's above the 100 moving average. Looks like it's flagging to the right here, and we could see this continue to move higher as earnings announcement draws upon us in AKS. That's another one. Look at that, solidly across the 100 back in December 14th to be exact. And hasn't seen that line since, coming from, what is that, 538. Now trading almost $1 higher. That 100 moving average is a great sign for these established companies that have been trading for some time. Across the 200 there, too. There's the purple line, which is the 200 moving average. All right, across the 200 as well. Not bad on AKS. AKS. Oh, Kodak. Interesting play on Kodak, man. Very interesting play on Kodak. I wasn't live yesterday, but if you guys remember, I told you I was getting squeezed on Kodak. I was getting squeezed. I was like negative $430 on Kodak. And when I was live on Monday, after I wouldn't say I was worried, but I was concerned because that was, that's a very interesting candlestick. I mean, volume was pretty decent as well, and I saw some pretty large bids. But again, yesterday's move, today's move has me very confident that I should, sell and cover probably in the low nines here on Kodak. I don't want to hang around too long because the float is actually pretty tight on KODK, but nice to see this phony crypto play finally selling off. All right, and I'm up nicely right now. KODK. I'm not gonna lie though, I was a little worried on Monday after the show. I was thinking about my trade. I was thinking about it. Somebody brought up SRMX. SRMX, woo, what a dump. Down 21% today. Didn't even take a look at SRMX today. But as you can see here, not looking so good if you decide to buy that.
Lose.
SRMX, woo, down 21%. 21% SRMX. All right. Yes, indeed. All right. Haven't had too many people bring up options. Let me see here. What's that new crypto ETF that's been running the commercials on CNBC? It's kind of like CLN or something like that, or BL. Is it BLCN? Yes, BLCN. Have you guys looked into this? This is a cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, whatever you want to call it, ETF. Newly announced. I believe this is the first one. I don't know if there's any, others out there. Thank you, please believe. I did find it, but I appreciate you typing that in. BLCN. This is a pure cryptocurrency ETF. They are invested in companies that are in the cryptocurrency space in regards to either mining or technology that has something to do with cryptocurrencies. So BLCN. Somebody tell me BLK. I remember somebody bringing up BLOK too, but I think Amplified Transformational Data Sharing ETF. I don't think this is one. I think BLCN is the pure next gen economy. I think this is the pure one. BLOK has something to do with it too. Legendary 8s, you said you like BLOK better. Okay. So BLCN is the real deal, supposedly. Looking like a short if Bitcoin and some of these other cryptos continue to run the way they've been running. But right now, BLCN, BLOK, cryptocurrency, next level technology, ETFs right now. All right, BLCN, BLOK. Write that down. You gotta have to save that. Something you can take a look at. And by the way, MJX, the marijuana play, pulled back a little bit today, as you can see here. I don't like that candlestick with today's move. You actually lost intraday almost $1 in the stock. The day's high was $39.72 before you had sold off. So don't like that candlestick. Very, very bearish. Very, very bearish. And that almost, swallowing pretty much the previous days, not the entire candlestick, but definitely not necessarily the greatest, dark cloud cover setup here. Not looking very good for MJX. But marijuana, in terms of some of these single stocks, as we looked at earlier, not bad. Still doing pretty good. Epic short on Tree. Lending Tree. What's been going on in Lending Tree? Announces top customer rated lending platform. Yeah, I'm trying to find out why. Why did that sell off like that? Why did that sell off like that? Because stock lost almost 10% of its value. That's lendingtree.com. Obviously, not the cheapest stock in the world, right? $362.50. That's not a cheap stock. I'll still give them the game over, but look, that's not a cheap stock, and it's been on quite a run since November. Almost $100 a share. Jeez, almost $100. Yeah, it's over $100 a share. Over $100 a share since November. So I'm thinking that pullback is actually well deserved. $100 since November. Lending Tree. Life for Business sell verticals. Life for Business, when you do that, let me see, because some guys who do that, do you buy stocks as well just to cover yourself, or you just straight sell? And then, you're just, pure directional. Because you know how some guys sell puts and then buy stock? Just to cover themselves. All right, let me see. NTRR. Let's keep it going. NTRR. Nutra. Yeah, because when it comes to options, man, you know, options, if you fuck up, dude, you can lose, you know, you can lose that premium relatively quickly. So I love having, you know, even a small position going, you know, the other way just in case. So if I want to buy a call, I still buy a few puts just in case. Even, you know, and I want the puts to expire worthless because I want the calls to make the money. But, you know, it's still, options is still so, you know, let me see here, so risky to trade. You just want to have that protection just in case. And of course, it makes the trade cost a little bit more, but I'm willing to pay that. All right, BLKCF. Let me see here. BLKCF, Global Blockchain Technology. I got to look into this, Jeff. Jeff the Marine Thayer. By the way, shout out to Coralie who was in the building, man. Coralie, long-term watcher. I don't know if she's still in here, but shout out to Coralie. Beautiful woman, man. I don't know if you've seen her picture on Twitter or she's a beautiful woman, Coralie. BLKCF. 6.7% gain today. Right now, I don't like anything blockchain right now, to be honest with you, Jeff. You know, unless you're trying to hold that sucker for quite a while. But I'm not a fan of any of these. I mean, if you guys remember some of these stocks that used to run a couple weeks ago, stocks like Elfin, you know, Elfin selling off, Riot, you know, these stocks that many of you guys don't bring anymore. Remember Riot Blockchain? That was a monster for a couple weeks there. Sell vertical, buy insurance, and let it expire till during low implied volatility. It is consistent. What are you using that with, Achi? What are you using that strategy with? What ticker? Let's keep it going. CYTX. Oh, nice trade. Where are we at on the 100? Ooh, breaking above it. 47 cents a share. CYTX. Looks like some accumulation happening here too as well. Increased volume. Do see some news here from the 22nd. You have to do your research on it. But I love the way that's setting up. Obviously, I would have loved if you had got us in there a little bit earlier. Again, for that depressed move, you got to put that 15 moving average to catch it really early. And then the 100 for me is just the confirmation that it's the real deal. But as you can see here, as they cross 15 and on the daily. So something's going on here on CYTX. But again, I would have loved to catch it at that 15 right here at that 26 cents a share. This would have been a great time to buy as it crossed over the 100 moving average. But it's continued to go. CYTX. Again, both of those are great moving averages on stocks that are very, very depressed. Love that 15 and love that 100 to confirm. Again, if you don't have that book that I love to give out on moving averages, I think it's called, like, what is it called? 100 Great Money Making Moving Averages or something like that. Make sure you email me, happypennystocks@gmail.com. It's free. I'll give it to you, and it's a great way to kind of figure out where you are in terms of you know, these very depressed stocks that could be making a turnaround. All right. As you guys, as I've said several times, I have been using black box stocks. Again, shout out to Ken. I actually got it from a trader who used to be here quite a bit, Africa Emporium. He brought it to my attention. And I love black box stocks. Great thing to trade. Blackboxtrader.org is where you can go to get that. Use my link in the description. I appreciate it. And if we take a look at that real quick, at some of the stocks that moved today, you know, it does a really great job of being able to catch it. And by the way, you know, when we talk about Ken's move there on, you know, JBZY, it was actually alerted. It was alerted here at 2 cents or 0.0270. And I guess the high after the alert. But again, my money was elsewhere. My money was elsewhere. But as you can see here, that was a 68% gain for the guys who took the alert, who played into it. And again, they're OTC stocks. They're, you know, NASDAQ stocks. They're options as well. Preferably, again, as you know, I love the stocks that trade below $10 a share. You can, of course, you know, buy more expensive stocks. But again, there wasn't that much volatility across the board today in the small caps, but there were quite a few alerts that planned out really well. You had to kind of catch them really quickly because these moves came out early in the morning and they moved early in the morning, and that was it. It was a wrap for them relatively early. So as you can see, not much today, even for the algo traders. Not much today, even for the algo traders. But another, again, a great software to get if you want to kind of stay abreast of these gains. All right. Yes, indeed. Yeah, email me for the book, happypennystocks@gmail.com. happypennystocks@gmail.com. I'll send you the book after the show. All right? I'll send you the book after the show. Again, my plays for today, we'll keep it going. My plays for the day, a couple more minutes of the show, is natural gas. Natural gas, I'm telling you right now, as long as natural gas continues to go higher, we're continuing to seeing this bullish momentum. UGAS, we had guys bring up UGAS. This is the leveraged ETF. So this is the 3x leveraged ETF. DGAS is the inverse. So if you want to short it, you're going to use DGAS. But UGAS about to break above this 100 moving average again. If you want to catch it early, the 15s. 15 is a great way in the daily to catch a confident strong move higher. But as you can see here, that's long past. But now 100 is just below the 100 moving average. And again, my play, small cap play is CHK. Now CHK, you know, if you know of another natural gas play that moves a little bit better, that moves a little bit more confidently, let me know. Let me know if you've got a natural gas play that moves a little bit more confidently. Obviously, the ETF is one of them. Real quick, can I find? Let me see. Sector, energy. Let me see. Natural gas. And the thing about natural gas, they just put it under everything. I mean, they just put it under oil. They just put it under energy, period. So you got to actually do your research on these companies to figure out how much exactly is their exposure to natural gas. And that could be quite frustrating. That could be quite frustrating for a lot of traders. But let me see here. PKD. Let me see PKD. Oh man, missed this one. Look at PKD. Nice move here. PKD from sub $1 to now $1.27. Missed that one. Look at that. PGH. Don't like the way that's setting up. WG. WG still relatively depressed, but it looks like that might have some fundamental issues there. Where are we at? All right, so that's could have some fundamentals there that could be a problem. PQ, interesting. PQ, ticker PQ, trading at $1.89. I like the way that's setting up on PQ. All right, but again, the volume isn't there. That's the problem. Let's see if that crossover brings some volume into that trade. PQ, an old favorite, ZN. An old favorite, ZN, hasn't seen the kind of volatility that we saw back in July. Some people say it's a pump and dump. I don't know. We'll continue to see. But back at those lower levels again. Let's ZN. Could that run again? I don't know, but one that you got to at least take a look at. DNR. Oh, wow, we missed the move on DNR. Here's DNR way above the 100. Cracked that back in November. Hasn't seen it since at 253. All right. 253. Let's keep it going. What are you guys talking about in the chat room? All right. Do I have a video on how to set up black box stocks to give the alerts? Well, it gives the alerts automatically. The alerts come in automatically. It's an algorithm based platform that gives the alerts automatically from pre-market to, exactly as soon as the market opens. I will put up a video. In fact, I might do a video as soon as tonight on it, just because I really want to get it out there. I really want to get that video out there because I think this is a game-changing technology. Not just for the fact that, I'm making a killing right now on the affiliate side, but just the fact that guys are actually winning. It's working for guys. And, what I've been doing on the option side is I'm just following big money trades going into, some of these stocks. Going into some of these option plays. Real quick, if I can. I know I'm going to get you guys out of here. Don't worry. I know you guys want to go. But when we look at, for example, Amazon. Let me look at Amazon real quick. There was an Amazon trade I posted today. I posted on my Twitter account because I feel like this person knows something. This person knows something. This is a lot of money to bet. This is a lot of money to bet. And one guy who's been really successful doing this are those guys on what's the name of that stock on, the name of that show on CNBC. Pete Najarian and his brother, all they basically do is they follow investment bankers into certain option trades. They follow the investment banks, the large institutional investors in option trades, and they just basically copy that. That's basically all they do. All right? That's basically all they do. So when I look at this that came up today, all right, let me post up that pic. Let me post this pic. This that came up today. Let me expand that. This was an Amazon call, and again, picked up by Black Box Stocks, blackboxtrader.org. Again, they have an option side and a stock side. I pay attention to both, but the option side really caught me today. 2:20 p.m. Exactly 2:20 p.m. Amazon, February 16, 2018 is the expiration. So they're holding it into earnings, which is February 1st. All right, and they're leaving themselves a few days to play, to play into the run. But obviously, that's one of the most liquid calls going into the earnings. They're buying the 1360 call, AMZN. Again, this is not a cheap option. It's not a cheap option. They're playing the 1360 call, which is just outside the money right now. They bought 352 calls for $55.20, and they spent $2 million. They took a $2 million bet that Amazon will beat earnings. I have no doubt they're going to beat. I don't have any doubt that they're going to beat. They're crushing it. They're crushing it. They're crushing it. All right. I have no doubt. But that's a $2 million bet. And it's going to be really interesting to see, because I want to come back and review this trade, and I want to see how much this guy makes. This guy or this institution makes. That's a very big bet, ladies and gentlemen. $2 million on Amazon earnings. $2 million. And basically that's sell black boxes, the paid side. Yeah, it's $79. It's $79 a month. $79 a month. $79 a month to use the service. All right. So that's basically what I've been doing. I'm just copycatting these trades. I'm just copycatting these trades. Let me see. The one that I took yesterday, I don't think it's still up there anymore. But there was a trade that came in this morning that I posted on my Twitter account. And this guy literally bought at the first dip. Let me see here on my Twitter account. And these people, I'm telling you, if you follow the guys with money, you just literally follow the guys with money. All right, can I post this? Looks like it might be too small to show. All right, this is a trade here that I wanna show you guys too. Hopefully it's not too small. All right, real quick, SPY. And this one happened yesterday. I follow this guy. This is for the SPY. It's another option play. This is the SPY. Because I'm telling you, I just feel like when you follow these large traders who are blessed enough to have all of this money, I mean, $2 million, you know, to go in a trade, man, that's a lot of fucking cash to put on one options trade, bro. $2 million. And if we're talking about somebody who believes, hey, you know, you only use 10% of your account on a trade or 3% or whatever, that means this guy's fucking loaded or that institution's fucking rich. All right. And let me load up this trade. Here's the SPY. All right. And let me load up that trade and show you how they literally called it perfectly. And this isn't even a monster trade. All right. So here it is. SPY. This happened yesterday. I followed him into this trade because it was very large. All right. This was yesterday's. We can load up yesterday's move. He bought the SPY expiring this Friday. He bought the 284 puts. He bought the 284 puts. He bought the 284 out the money. He bought it out the money because he bought them at 284.10. He bought 5,000 contracts at $1.37, so $137 a contract. He bought 5,000 of those, cost him $689,000. All right, this guy's sitting in the money. He's sitting in the money, made a killing on this trade. I have no doubt. I'm sure he took profits. All right, but he bought it literally up here, literally at the top, literally at the top. So again, I've been using the software just to follow the institution or this 1% money. This 1% money. I don't know what they're using to find these moves so quickly. I don't know. My moving average would have caught it late. Unless you went with something really tight or something like that. But still, you want to talk about the confidence that comes in you when you want to go in a trade and you see a guy willing to put up $1 million, almost $1 million to put in that kind of trade. Yeah, I'm going to put my little $2,500 on the line, my little $5,000 on the line, my little $6,000 on the line, and follow you into that shit. I'm going to follow you into that shit. So I just wanted to put that out there. Give a little bit more insight on what exactly this software is and stuff like that, and how to use the option side. Again, I'm going to make a video about it, the stock side as well as the option side of Black Box Stocks. I'm very energetic tonight, so I might actually do it tonight. But I mean, again, 284.10. And we got to his low recently, which was today at around 130 at 281. So you're talking about almost $3 worth of value in every single contract that he bought, if he held that long. So you're talking about, just off the top of my head, on gains alone, he probably, on that trade, I want to say maybe he didn't double his money, but he probably netted maybe anywhere between 60 to 70% on that trade, man. So you're probably talking about close to another cool $470,000 on that trade in about a day and a half. If he held into today, not even a day and a half. And I mean, this is maybe, what is this? This is where did he buy that? 284 put 1058. It's not a day and a half. It's actually today. Excuse me. Not a day and a half. It's today. 280. What is that? 1058. 1058. There it is. It's right up here. 1058. He bought it at 1058 right here. And he could have closed it there at about one-ish, 130. All right. Anyway, just wanted to put that out there, man. I just love looking at trades like that, bro. Yeah, that's definitely a monster kill. That's a monster kill, man. I just monster kill. I just love looking at trades like that because I feel like I'm taking a look at the future. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking a look at like the future stuff that I'm going to be doing. You know what I mean? Stuff that you guys are going to be doing. When you got 10, 15, 20, 25 years of experience in the game and you're sitting on a shitload of cash and you can put up a $2 million trade. You know what I'm saying? Because you've got 25 years, 30 years of experience. Absolutely, man. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. Yeah, I gave it the monster kill, man. I gave it the monster kill. But I love looking at trades like that, and I just follow the money, man. That's a phrase I've heard for years. Follow the money, and that's why I use Black Box Stock. I'm just following on the option side. I'm just following, those big bets, and on the stock side, I'm just following the alerts. And I pull up a chart, and if it makes sense, it's holding a tight moving average, then I'll follow it in. But the option side, I think, is far more profitable in terms of return on investment with that strategy. Yeah. Say lots of people play sweeps. Yeah, lots of people play that, but they don't play with that kind of size, though. See, it's not the move, it's the size. It's not the move that I care about. It's the size, man. It's the fact that you're going in with that kind of money. Nobody goes into a trade to lose. Nobody goes into a trade like that to lose. Let me show you guys this. Let me see. Does this? Let me see. Can I show this part? Because I want to show you guys this part of the software real quick. Let me see here. Can I show this? Let me move over the screen here because I want to show you guys this real quick. Let's see. Can I show this part? Screen capture. Let's look at that. All right. And show you a little bit how this works. Let me show you a little bit how this works. All right, so you guys can see, this is the option screen. I'm looking at all options, right? So all options, this basically identifies, all options. So all unusual trades will pop up here. All unusual trades throughout the day will pop up here. Different tickers, anything unusual will pop up here. And it literally goes all day. Different alerts, different tickers, any unusual trades. All right, or unusually large. You see a couple $1 million trades, you know, some light trades, 17K, 50K, unusual trades for certain things. But here's where it makes sense. If you are looking to go into a particular option, right, but you want to see what other people are doing, right? You want to see what other people are doing, then I'm going to go to QQQ. I'm interested in going into the Qs. I want to see some unusual action in the QQQ. Now, here's all the trades, again, that this algorithm has picked up as unusual trades for QQQ. So if I'm looking at a call, you know, here are the trades for, and as you can see, not many for the day. Starting here at about 11:09, it picks up a few unusual trades. And then this one really interesting here, QQQ, expiring in March 29th, 163 put. All right. They're buying almost $7 out the money. This is $7 out the money. There, it's 169.11 right now, or at that time. At that time, it was at 161.11. They bought 10,000 contracts. 10,000 contracts at 252 for $3 million. So what they're saying is that before March, they're expecting a pullback to 163. It's a $3 million trade. This is huge. This is huge. All right. And again, you know, there are different tickers. You can go and whether you want Bank of America, right? Unusual trades, option trades for Bank of America. I mean, you just name it. McDonald's. Here's unusual. Here's the only one that caught up today. An $81,000 trade put at 120. So you just you know, whatever it is that you want to put up. What's another great option? AMD. I know a lot of you guys like AMD. All right. Some unusual trades for AMD that are picked up on today's. Looks like the first one being here back in at 11. All right. So again, I just wanted to show you guys that. I'm going to talk about that on the video. But I just wanted to bring that up. All right. Again, if you want to, you know, if you plan on taking the $79 risk, risk, please, family, use my link, or just go to blackboxtrader.org. Blackboxtrader.org. All right. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's a monthly option, but they don't have to hold it the whole month. They could just be doing simply because they want some time on the option, just in case it doesn't go their way immediately. They can come back into the market and sell that time premium back, so their loss isn't as huge. So I see why they would do that, you know. Or if they feel like it moves in the short term, then yeah, they may not get maximum profit, but they still get something and be able to sell that time value back into the market. That will 954, call me back. You know, you only got like one ring. All right. So appreciate that. Last caller, 954, call me back. I want to get you in here before we close up shop. I saw you call up. Hopefully you're not a troll. All right. All right, so looks like 954 is not calling back, so I'll go ahead and ring the bell. Another great show, ladies and gentlemen. Another great show. Let me go ahead and ring the bell. Again, appreciate you guys so much. Appreciate you guys so much, as always. Benny, let me go ahead and get you guys out of here. I felt like I've kept you forever. I know we can go all night. But let me get you guys out of here. All right. So again, appreciate you. Money off expected pullback, very specific happening in the market. To those numbers through gaining all the experience in trading. Yes, absolutely, Gucci. That's you know, again, when you're talking about guys like that who are trading with that kind of money, you know, those are people who've been in the market for quite a while. Those are the only kind of people that get access to that kind of cash. And you know, they've developed their personal trading skill to an extent where they have, you know, hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars to trade with. And that's something that can happen to any guy in here. The market is open every single day. Everybody's got an opportunity to get to that level, you know. But what's going to get there is not how much you start with, it's the discipline in terms of, you know, execution, study, you know. It's I don't know. I hope I'm not talking, I don't seem too aspirational, but I just believe everybody can get to that level, man. You know, everybody can get $500. Everybody can get $1,000. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a matter of being willing to continue to keep going and keep growing, even when you fail. Even when you fail your whole damn account, bro. Like, willing to start over, all over again, bro. Because if you don't, you know, these 9-to-5s ain't paying like they used to, bro. I'm just saying, you know, they're not paying like they used to. You know, they're not moving you up the ladder like they used to. You know, where else can you make money? You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you. Donzel Essex, Bat Scientist, Life for Business, Benny Moon, Post Office Joe, DK Trades, John Rambo. Appreciate you, John. Ann Bullard, Cartoon Flow, JT the Bullhead Trader, Juan Diaz, Craig G, Serious Manny. All right. I know for some of you, you know, who don't have shit, don't come from very much money, yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to get there. But the fact of the matter is you can. You can. You know? It's all about the execution, man. Tony Pixon, appreciate you, bro. All right. Come back here, same time, same place tomorrow. Subscribe if this is your first time watching the show. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Take care. Happy trading, ladies and gentlemen. See you tomorrow.